8 countries, 8 walls, 8 assignments.
We have the wall, and it's huge. Running out of time.
2 days.
Time is up.
1 mission.
1, 2, 3. Team.
In each episode, 2 of the world's hottest street artists mash up their styles in one unique task. They need to give it everything they've got to bring color to the streets of the world's most famous cities. From London to Hong Kong, from Ibiza to Bangalore. Across the globe, these artists are challenged to blend their styles and perspectives into a unique work of street art. In each city, a local client gives the assignment to create a special mural.
We want it to be a tribute to
Passion, adrenaline, all has to come down in here.
Can they paint the best wall their client has ever seen? Will clashing styles and egos threaten the challenge?
I don't have a lot of requests, and I accept most of your requests.
Or will the short time frame prove too much to handle? This is Street Art Challenge. In this episode, 2 of the world's best street artists are fusing their unique styles in one of Asia's most exciting cities.
Yeah, nice to finally meet you.
Right from the get-go, the bar is raised when the client tells the artists just how important the assignment is.
There's almost 3,400 tons of food waste every day.
Wow.
And just when the guys have finished their composition, one of them threatens to put the entire collaboration on the line.
I'm gonna change the composition.
Will they keep their cool and succeed in the heat?
I felt destroyed, absolutely destroyed. I had nothing left in me at all.
Or will the Hong Kong humidity destroy this street art challenge?
It's bubbling. With graffiti, that's terrible.
The challenge takes place in one of Asia's most iconic cities, Hong Kong. Home to 7.3 million people, Hong Kong is one of the most densely populated cities in the world, which means every day brings new challenges. One of the biggest is the problem of food waste. Students Kenny and Michelle are making a big noise to raise awareness of this ever-growing issue.
Food issue is so important in Hong Kong. We waste 3,400 tons of food every single day, which is 220 double-decker buses. That's a lot of food, but at the same time, 1 in 8 people actually suffer from poverty.
Big problems need big attention. So the students have arranged an unmissable wall in downtown Hong Kong.
We would like to see some concepts of the food waste or the sustainability of food on the wall and to raise the awareness of people.
Dan Kitchener is an illustrator and painter from London. This multi-talented artist gained fame for his city nightscapes. He's been active for over 10 years in the street art community and has gained a key position within the movement. Dan is teaming up with Maori descendant Charles Williams. The New Zealander is known around the world for his extremely accurate street art paintings of birds. Working together with Janine, his partner in life and art, he aspires to become the best of the best. To get a feel of the city's vibe, the guys meet up for the first time in downtown Hong Kong.
I've seen a style before. I think it's going to work well because you got 2 complete styles. Yeah, once we get over that kind of like hurdle of what it's going to actually look like, I think it's going to look amazing.
My architecture and kind of human aspect will work really well with the natural aspect that he paints as well. So I think they're really nicely balanced.
Hey, what's up?
How's it going, mate?
Yeah, nice to finally meet you.
Nice to see you, yeah. Yeah, you too. I know your stuff from Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah.
Really cool stuff.
Yeah, cool as, man. Yeah, you've been super busy.
Yeah,
so
it's all good. So it's good to be here. It's good to be painting.
Yep.
So we got to work out what we're going to do. Got to see the wall. It's going to be
Looking
good.
forward to kind of meeting the clients too.
Yeah, definitely.
And figure out kind of how we can conceptualize our two
Get some
styles.
sketches down.
Yeah, so, yeah, man. Awesome, let's do this. See in him, he is ready to go, which is great because it's how he achieves what he achieves. He does so much work, he pumps out so much moves, travels so much, and he's successful, you know, at what he does. And meeting a guy like him is going to inspire me to hopefully, you know, a little harder.
Kitty, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Kitty,
too.
Charles.
Kitty.
I'm Michelle. Hi.
I feel like in Hong Kong we have a huge imbalance in our wealth
Yeah.
and income.
Almost 1 in 8 people are in poverty, and there's almost 3,400 tons of food waste every day.
Wow, that's enormous. Really shocked by the amount of food wasted here. I mean, it's kind of, yeah, you just wouldn't know that. People don't shout about it, obviously, and it's just ridiculous when there's so many people that need food.
And what we do is we take in all the surplus products and
In a
then
warehouse?
and then we recategorize them, and then we check the expiry date, conditions and stuff, and then we send them off to charities.
Oh, so you can
as well.
store it in the warehouse and then...
Yeah, half of our office is a warehouse because we
right.
use them to
Full
store
of food.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah, no, I'm joking.
That's the food bag.
Michelle and Kimmy and their organisation are trying to raise awareness of this issue. So for me, it's raised awareness in me, so that's a really good thing. So hopefully then me and Charles can raise awareness with the mural as well.
It's good what you guys are doing, and I hope
Thank you.
what we do can also help you guys as well.
So when people see the graffiti, they're gonna be able to remind themselves a little bit.
Yeah, hopefully there's a strong message in there for, you know, those
Exactly. Yeah.
along, you know, the
Thank
street
you,
who get to see it. Yeah.
The wall is right in Central, where a lot of more wealthy people live and hang around.
If people walk past, they must have a look of it, and I think this could help to catch more attentions of the people.
Oh, look at this wall.
I think this is the wall.
Yeah,
This is the wall.
And it's huge, small. That's cool. That's pretty high there.
So do you guys like the wall?
We do. We love the preparation on the wall. It's very good. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's good. And it's good visibility as well, so we can step back. The wall section we've got is good. It's a main kind of road, main street. You can stand back from it. And then there's a cross-section road at the top, which you can get a good view of it. So the visibility is perfect. So it's really, really good wall in that sense, yeah. So what kind of elements would you like to see?
This is like a very popular area in Hong Kong and Central. So a lot of people are going to see that. And I feel like this is going to be really powerful if the message really comes through.
So something really strong, very powerful, so people look at it and question it.
And then start changing their own behavior.
I think we can definitely come up with something
Powerful,
relatively,
strong.
but I think, you know, because it is a little bit smaller, maybe we can give it a bit more detail.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Yeah,
Refine it
definitely,
more.
yeah.
You know, on a big scale, you can strip it back.
Yeah.
Small scale, you need to add more detail because people are close. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Cool.
Sure, you guys would be a good team.
Yeah.
We are a team, man.
We're a team.
Can't wait to see.
3, 2, 1. Maybe we'll put it in.
What was that?
Come on, guys, put it in.
Yay! I'm
3,
so
2, 1,
sweaty.
team, man. Woo!
After hearing the assignment, Charles and Dan immediately start sketching, and better still, combining their signature art styles. Dan's nightscapes and Charles's giant birds not only need to blend with each other, they also need to meet the client's specs.
You know, I think the hardest thing is just trying to bring in the more message type stuff around.
But I think with this, I'm going to put loads of kind of garbage, bags,
Yep.
you know, rubbish, so it's all the food waste. I don't think it's slamming home the message too much. It's better
Yeah.
for people to kind of look at it, like the image,
It's in there, yeah, it's in there.
and then question it.
Yeah. I think it's better to be creative about your approach and not so literal, you know. One of the ideas they had was, what we thought was going to be on there was food. And I was like, man, that would be probably the worst idea on the planet. You know what I mean? To get a whole bunch of artists to come over and paint food. It's like, man, you could have just got a billboard, you know?
We need to work out the kind of size of your
Birdie.
like top and bottom, I reckon, so I can make sure that the characters, the people, don't break it.
I think the bird is going to be that size in regards to height anyway. You know, you know the right side.
Yeah.
And so that right side will be over here on the left, the same size. Yeah.
So you're going to have some black space top and bottom.
Guys like Dan work by himself all the time, so majority of the time anyway. So to collaborate with someone is risky. You put a lot of time and energy into your craft, your style. You're becoming really famous online, and you're traveling, and then you meet random people to produce beautiful work. Could be bad for him. I'm excited to see the figures too, because it is the humans that are bringing all the wastage.
Yeah. So the idea for this would be like super busy crowds in the kind of narrow streets. I think in terms of collaboration, it's the correct balance in order to achieve visually something that's really cool and impactful, rather than just trying to overdo the collaboration and ending up with a mess. So I guess as you walk up, people are going to kind of be led by the bird into the city.
Into the scenery.
Cool.
Well done, Amanda.
I think we've got a really strong idea for it, so pretty excited about doing it. Yeah. So where do you think, can you just roughly give me where it is? Roughly, Charles.
Basically, the tail.
Top corner, we decided to place the bird first in order for me to work out the end point and then build the composition from that. See what we got.
How I normally sketch up the birds or anything on the wall is through a grid system. If you're doing something abstract or letters or graffiti, it's easy just to kind of have it a little off. But with birds or humans, as soon as you get the eyeball off or the beak off or, you know, the nose off, it's off. Everyone knows, you know what I mean? So it's better to have a grid system and then make sure that your layers are right, your proportions are right, and then it's going to basically... So I know exactly where to go now. I know if I look at that line, the claws, the stem, the petal, just placement.
Charles Williams normally works with his wife Janine. Their style is a graphic and colorful expression of the Maori heritage, specifically the native birds.
I started doing graffiti when I was 11 years old. Basically, for me, it was just a sense of belonging, identity, a way of expressing myself. And graffiti was that community. And then one day, me and my wife were just talking, you know, nothing kind of spiritual. But she was like, man, I feel you should paint birds. And I was like, birds? What the heck? Why birds, you know? Because birds is like the polar opposite of graffiti. So I listened to my wife because I love her. And, you know, I started painting these birds, fell in love with them, and then I realized there was a purpose to this whole situation. And I actually found myself, strangely enough. Strongest message is just your identity, yeah. When I compare it to bird life, you see a lot of birds like pigeons and feral pigeons that are just pests. And I don't want to be a pest flying around just spreading diseases, you know. It's like, what can you add, you know? And I think a lot of guys are, but through understanding who you are, adds more and more and more beauty to your work.
Over the years, Dan has taught himself the best and fastest way to build up a mural painting.
The way I work, first thing is to sketch the wall using transparent white, and I'll sketch out the compositions of the city, make sure it's all in perspective, and kind of literally, almost like a pencil sketch with a can, and do it by eye as well, so I can adapt it and stuff like that.
Dan Kitchener, also known as Dank, picked up a spray can for the first time in 2006. With a background as a successful illustrator, his sketchbook-like techniques became his signature style.
I've always been a landscape painter, so I've always been drawn to cityscapes and landscapes, and I'm working in London for 19 years. So I was really influenced by trains and train tracks and the kind of high-rise buildings you get as you go into London. So if you actually go somewhere, you sense that place, you get a sort of emotion from it, and then you can put that onto a wall. All my work's 100% freehand spray paint. I'm inherently an illustrator, so for me it's almost like drawing as well. So having to keep constantly change different brushes and paints and mixing is not really what I want to do. I want to keep everything quite spontaneous and quite energetic. It's probably not architecturally accurate, a lot of the stuff that I paint, but it's the impression, hence impressionism. So I kind of prefer it that people look at my work and then interpret it their own way. I don't want to lead anyone into this is what it should be. So it's kind of nice that people look at stuff and they explore it themselves. And maybe they don't see anything in it, or maybe they don't have any emotion with it, and that's fine. I mean, that's just as good. I mean, they don't have to have a kind of explanation to everything. People don't have to be spoon-fed, I think. It's kind of like, you know, here's the art, enjoy it, kind of thing.
A few hours into the challenge, Dan suddenly has a change of heart.
I was looking at the wall in terms of how my composition would fit without anything else on it. The composition didn't flow. There was something static about it. I think all the figures that I drew were all standing vertical, so all their legs were dead straight, and they were dead straight, and it had a real sense of stillness, like almost dead feel to it, like everyone was frozen, and it didn't flow with the bird coming in, which was nice and curvy. There was something that I wasn't happy with about it.
You're not happy?
No. Even I'm smiling, I'm not happy inside. No, I'm gonna change the composition.
Our clients work at a food bank called Feeding Hong Kong, started by owner Gabrielle. She's dedicated to fighting hunger in the city, as well as reducing the amount of food waste.
Feeding Hong Kong is all about trying to work in partnership with companies to help them as and when they have surplus food, to make sure that instead of it going to the bin, it's being collected and it's being redistributed to help people in need.
Feeding Hong Kong's most successful activity is their daily bread run.
In Hong Kong, a lot of bakeries like to brand themselves as selling, you know, fresh bread, freshly made every single day. They actually do. That's why they throw away a lot of bread. If all of these breads go into waste, then nobody eats them. That's why we asked our volunteers to go around different districts in Hong Kong to help collect them from different bakeries. So every single night we collect around 1,000 breads. So that amount of bread can feed 1,000 people. And thinking about it, it's actually quite a huge number that we feed.
What we're about at Feeding Hong Kong is focusing on the positive, focusing on solutions, focusing on what we're doing here, which is food banking, which is, you know, collecting this excess food and making sure it goes to people in need. So I'm hoping that that message of hope is something that does come across in the final art piece.
At the wall, things are back to square one for Dan.
It's gonna work out anyway, man.
Yeah.
You're a fast painter.
I know there's time to change it. That's the good thing. But
Yeah.
it's just
Gotta get it right, man.
It's not. I'm not feeling that at all. Not at all.
No, you gotta feel it.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is I'll let you work on the left side, behind the bird first.
But I was just saying that even if, because I know that yours is clean, and when I dust, if I go over yours, but I can make sure I don't. But if it goes a bit, then you can tidy it up. So don't let me slow you up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll let you sketch then.
There's time to redo it, so I did. So I resketched it, but I did change direction quite drastically. I think the people needed to have movement and their legs, you know, walking and kind of arms and, you know, much more sort of movement within the people.
So in order to make up for lost time, Dan picks up the pace and gets cracking on the wall. But that means only one thing for Charles. Sit tight and wait until his teammate is finished.
We're not painting together at the same time, which is cool. The wall's small, so I'll step back and just let him paint. And then once he's finished, because the style's quite fast, I'll go and... So I do a lot of painting with brush as well, but when it comes to murals, I only do the eyeball or small sections. You have to concentrate. Definitely a little bit nervous having you fellas around, but...
I'm trying to draw the composition in my head, and I had to try and remember different elements and make sure that the scale fits, and then going up to the wall and drawing a line where that character would be, and then the next one. It was just basically doing a very rough composition in my head.
Hong Kong is also notorious for its merciless humidity. The air feels like a sauna, stopping sweat from evaporating and causing body temperatures to rise. With the heat rising, our artists could be at their limits.
Really, really, really humid today. Really, really hot.
75% humidity.
It's very tough painting. It just drains you.
Damn, man, that was gangster. That almost killed me.
Hey,
buddy.
I'm done. I'm done for the day.
Oh, no worries.
Finished, yeah? Felt destroyed, absolutely destroyed. I had nothing left in me at all. Absolutely nothing. Plenty to do tomorrow.
Yeah, should we have a look?
Yeah, let's have a look. It's not as far as I wanted to be, but today was like a bit of problem solving, and it was kind of setback sort of time-wise. But I needed to have those kind of setbacks in order to get the right composition. So I could have just gone ahead with that first sketch, and then I'd have been at a point now where I wanted to be, but it wouldn't have been the right image. So it's a bit of a trade-off.
The terrible heat is too much to handle for the artists, so Charles and Dan are forced to call it a day. They decide to revive themselves in Alvin Lung's Michelin star restaurant.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
I'm going to present to you the lotus. The lotus is a very important vegetable in the Chinese culture. So you'll probably find that various parts of these plants in temples, especially, you know, under Buddha. Actually, you'll find the lotus flower, lotus leaf. I'm trying to create from Chinese food or from Chinese cuisine an experience, something exciting, because it's such a highly esteemed vegetable. Okay, that I want to use every single part of it, from the leaf to the root to the seeds to the flower, everything. In these pots here, you find the lotus seeds. Okay, are you excited by this? For all your tattoos, because it looks like I'm taking someone's eyeball out. Are you a wrestler? I mean.
He is amazing. He is really amazing. I was so inspired by him because he was himself, he was out the box, he was unique.
So this is a recording of some Buddhism chant, and coming out of it, you will see this. Okay, enjoy, gentlemen. Thank you.
As well as enjoying this special experience, the guys also get new perspectives and inspiration from their lotus meal.
We're going to definitely have the lotus flower itself in the image, and we're going to utilise the colours as well. So the pink of the flower itself, and then the pink of the flower can be used in the neon as well. So it's going to be kind of a big sort of link.
Have you had a leaf?
The leaf tastes like a leaf. Yeah. No, the kind of tastes like it looks a leaf. Yeah.
Never tasted anything like it. Very perfumey and sort of fragrant, but quite subtle flavour.
Day 2, and the artists know they have to step up if they're going to make up for lost time. And as the city continues to heat up, They've got to beat that heat if they don't want to lose this challenge.
We've got quite a bit to do today, but it's looking good now.
It's coming together.
Yes, let's do it.
Ah, yeah. Come on, ball.
You can see the mist coming off of it. Really strange.
I am watching Dan, and I can see how it's not flowing soft, you know, it's going quite harsh, you know, so I do feel for him, yeah, because I know how it's supposed to be, you know, it's supposed to be soft, but it's going so the line's like kind of like a splat, you know, like so. Oh, and then with graffiti, that's terrible. It's bubbling.
What is it? Paint's acting quite strangely. It was like boiling on the walls, and the cans feel half empty even though they're full. So some of them do. So it's kind of strange. I don't know what's going on with the pressures in, but it's messing about with the paint. I don't know why.
But being a true street artist, Dan comes up with a smart solution.
I've actually kind of changed the way of painting this. So it's a lot more quick paint blast, like rather than me trying to do long strokes, which doesn't seem to be working. But it works because I guess the scale's smaller, so it kind of works.
This guy looks a lot better. Surprised how well it's coming together. Looking forward to seeing the progress, you know, because our styles are completely different, but the colours are blending, so it does already look like it's one. With the mural itself, we are going to incorporate the lotus plant just because of the story and experience we had with Chef Alvin that really inspired us to not really waste, to use everything, you know, every part of something with the plant, you know, in this instance. So, yeah.
As the artists slowly start to merge their artwork, Dan seems to have overlooked an important part of Charles's design.
Are you able to take this section higher? Just because it's the beaker's here, not over there. Or is the pants?
Sorry, man. No, I thought it was... Let's see the reference.
Just depends on how high the pants lines are, really.
I wasn't actually trying to define his beak. I was just not wanting to paint too close because his line work's so detailed and so subtle that I could just go and it's gone. I don't want to do that.
So Charles takes it upon himself to close the gap under the bird's beak.
I just kind of had to reiterate that it wasn't actually that thick. It was actually half of it. And I did some adjustments, and then looks way better. So I did it for him. Yeah.
The background around the bird is going to be just like quite short bursts of colour, or maybe white, just for light. So there's not going to be any real working into it. It's just going to be quite simple in order to push the bird forward. I'm not your piece up, am I?
No.
Serious?
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah, but I know that it's encroaching on your outline, which is kind of...
Oh, no, I'll definitely touch it up if I need be.
Please do. Please. But I honestly, I don't want to bout with what you're trying to do.
No, not really. I'm just, yeah, but I'll touch it up, honestly.
Yeah?
Yeah. So, because of time restraints, we kind of have to really work together, bounce ideas off each other, trial and error, like make some mistakes, and then tidy them up. But I think so far we've worked together quite well.
Street art has been booming in Hong Kong ever since designer and architect Jason Dembski stepped in. He co-founded HK Walls, which is now an annual street art festival.
In Hong Kong at the time, there really wasn't a lot of support or things happening in the streets or anything really related to street art or graffiti, aside from the artists that were really painting illegally. There needed to be something happening. And so, yeah, we basically just got as many walls together as we could in actually this neighborhood, invited artists, mostly our friends from around Hong Kong and those visiting, to basically partake in what was the first HK Walls. All the walls we paint are actually privately owned. So the government doesn't have a lot of restrictions about what your building should or shouldn't look like. As long as the owners say it's okay, we can kind of create whatever we want there. The street art scene is definitely going to continue to grow. I think it's always going to be necessary for whatever reason. People have something to say and need an outlet for it. I think the appreciation for art in general is going to continue to grow in Hong Kong.
The artist's wall sits in a prominent Hong Kong location, and pretty soon lots of people will be stopping by to check it out. Even though it's not finished yet, the mural has already become a sidewalk photo op for passers-by.
It's good that people stop. So that means people like it, which is great, because obviously it's, you know, this isn't where we live, and it's nice that people in the area like it. It's good. It's important that they like it.
It's part of the, our reason for painting is to actually interact with people, not only to, say, beautify the spaces, but it's also to kind of spread messages. Goodbye.
Today's gone really well. I pretty much see it finished now in my head. There's not going to be anything substantial that's going to change the whole image. It's just going to be finessing it a little bit and stuff. But I mean, it needs a bit of work, but yeah.
One of the charities that receives food from Feeding Hong Kong is Food Angel. Their mission is to turn good quality waste food into nutritious hot meals for those in need.
We're currently at Food Angel, and Food Angel is one of our food recipients. So we deliver our food to different charities every single day. And what's special about Food Angel is that they serve hot meals to elderlies and to people who actually need them.
Around 1 million people in Hong Kong live in poverty. 300,000 of them are elderly citizens, many of whom struggle to meet their basic nutritional needs.
Most elderlies who live here, they are from low-income families, and they don't earn a lot. So we understand that, people who live in this area are really in need of the food that Food Angel distribute every single day.
Food Angel serves over 6,000 hot meals to more than 100 charity partners across Hong Kong.
They can come to here, the Food Angel, with the pleasant environment. They can meet with other neighborhoods, and they can enjoy the two section meals, like the lunch and the dinner section.
It's such an amazing experience that we actually get to see, people benefiting from food that we've rescued and food that we've collected, and that's amazing.
Right from the beginning of the challenge, Dan was threatening the collaboration by making decisions all by himself.
I'm going to change the composition.
And if lost time and changing composition wasn't enough to derail the boys, the severe Hong Kong humidity threatened to push them over the edge.
I felt absolutely destroyed. I had nothing left in me at all.
Whew. Damn, man, that was gangster. That almost killed me.
To stand a chance of finishing in time, the men needed to give it everything to conquer the Hong Kong heat. But when disaster struck again, it wasn't only the men who broke down.
What is this?
With graffiti, that's terrible.
With D-Day on the horizon, the boys' problems are stacking up. They've forgotten the most important part of this challenge, the assignment.
I feel like this wall kind of can raise awareness
of the food waste.
Of food waste problems in Hong Kong,
Do you want people to think about it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think with this, I'm going to put loads of kind of garbage, bags, rubbish, so it's all the food waste.
With only a handful of their 48 hours left, the boys' deadline is closing in. So it's time to come up with a solution as fast as possible.
Could you do something kind of like even minute? Like silhouette kind of shade. It looked like a rock in real life, but it's...
Yeah, I could try it, yeah.
Blotches and blobs that could just
just between these people?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I could do something up close. Yeah, I mean, or here, but it's kind of like...
Yeah, it's the road.
I mean, I could put something down there. I could put some garbage bags down there.
See how you go, eh?
But I mean, if I put garbage bags down there, do you think people look at that and go, oh, food waste? Is it necessary? Is it needed, is what I'm...
I think we'll just put it there, and even if it's so small, but it's still...
But it'll have to be quite visible. Yeah, I'm not sure about the garbage. I don't know if it's going to open a can of worms and then require painting out, and if we've got a bit of a tight time scale. But, I mean, I guess I should try it.
See how you go.
Yeah.
See how you go.
Addressing the issue of food waste is a must for our clients. So Dan takes a walk around the neighborhood. Inspiration.
Yeah, so tick the box for the garbage aspect, and not too full on, so it sits within the image quite well. But yeah, it's nice, it's good, it works.
Charles has also hit the streets looking to be inspired, and he's come up with a great idea to nail the assignment. But with the clock ticking, there's no time for mistakes.
What does that word say? What does it mean in English? Like reduce your waste or don't waste the food.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Thank you. Awesome. We need to finish it or sign it off of a sentence or something to seal it. And then at breakfast, I saw it on this little sign. I was like, oh my gosh, which said reduce your waste or reduce the waste. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to try and get my sign off on this. He said, don't waste anything.
Cool.
So that makes perfect sense. Okay. Signing off your mural is actually an art form in itself. You can actually do an amazing mural and do a terrible sign off, man. It's like, what is that?
It looks very cool in brush. It looks kind of more natural. And...
Yeah.
Is it accurate?
Yeah.
With only a few minutes before the deadline, Kenny, Michelle, and their boss, Gabrielle, are on their way to the reveal.
I'm very excited, to see the end product, the actual end product.
Have the artists cracked their assignment and made a bold statement on the streets?
Yeah.
I'm gonna change the composition.
Did they beat the Hong Kong heat?
Damn, man, that was gangster.
Hopefully they'll like the image, and hopefully they're not too caught up on the specific elements.
It's all quite, abstract, symbolic, quite different.
Are you excited by this?
I'm not your piece of art.
No.
As long as it brings a slight awareness to the public, then it's fine. Even just a hint, just a second of thought, that would be great.
Are the artists satisfied with their work?
I know if I do what I do really well, then it's the best I've given. If it's not good enough, then I'm not good enough. No. The majority of the time, people are happy, so I think they're going to be happy.
I hope they like it, I really do. I mean, if they don't, they don't. I mean, everyone has an opinion, don't they, of course, but I do hope they like it, yeah.
Wow!
Hello!
Hello. This is quite the transformation.
What do you think?
Well, I really like it. Look at the bird.
Is it what you expected?
I wasn't expecting anything, but I really, really, really like it.
Colourful.
It's like a complete contrast. You've got the natural side of Hong Kong, and then
the crazy, busy.
I really like the crazy, busy, floors and streets.
Their reaction was great. The people that literally just come across that afresh, they have to absorb it, I guess, and then try and work it out. And it was nice to see that they all kind of stood there without many any kind of comments or reaction, and then gradually we're kind of looking all over it going, ah.
And then I can see we've got the waste in the corner, the rubbish.
And the van.
And the Chinese character.
And the Chinese character. Is that right? Is that accurate?
Yeah, very. I understood every single character, so wow. After 3 days in the sun. I felt like this was beyond my expectation because we talk about food waste problems and they focused on the waste part, which is also like the core of the problem.
You mimic what's in the wall as they're in reality they're walking by the mural. Yeah,
It's interactive, you know.
I'm very pleased with them that they have used all the ideas and all the concepts that we gave them and complete such a impressive painting.
What is the name of that bird?
The fork-tailed sunbird. Yeah, so the tail actually has these two chopsticks poking out the back. So if you notice, these two kind of like chopsticks
Oh my God,
poking out the back. And the name is actually called the fork-tailed sunbird.
I love
It's a local
it.
bird. To see them happy, see them smiling, see them excited, happy with the elements that we've included, means we've done our job. Well, we hope that this wall helps you guys out in any way possible.
We're going to have to get some photos. That's what we need to do next.
I think we're so excited to see the finished art piece, and we're so excited to share this with people. And I think our greatest hope is that it just starts conversations about not only the city that we're living in, but their own behaviour and the little things that each and every one of us can do to make sure that this is a city where people are working together to make sure it's the happiest and healthiest place that it can be.
I learned a lot, actually. I'd learnt that you have to navigate other people you collaborate with. We're together as one. I learned a lot of tricks watching him paint. It was really fun. Great to meet him. Also just to see the personality that he is and the reason why his art is the way it is. You know, it makes perfect sense.
The most challenging thing was the heat by a long stretch. But I just think this whole experience has been fantastic. Everyone's been positive about it, and I think as an artist that's really important.
All together selfie.
Can't get everyone in. Well, my arm is long enough, you're better.
Okay, 3.
I guess it's the way that Charles and myself can make a difference and help these guys out, which is fantastic. So hopefully it does. Hopefully it does do what they want it to do.